chair, press play. We're going for a ride. It's Inference Dive, where your world comes alive. Study well, it's student life. Laugh and learn, side by side. It's Inference Dive.
Hello and welcome back to the Inference Podcast. I'm Neha, and as always, I'm joined by the human equivalent of an overstuffed suitcase that you still somehow cannot close.
Rude, but somewhat accurate. I'm Arjun, hello.
We are your guides to student life abroad, the real version, not the brochure.
And today, we are in full countdown mode. If you're listening with a pile of clothes on your bed and one charger you are emotionally protecting with your life, this is your episode.
Absolutely. Welcome to the family before you've even landed.
That sentence already makes me feel less alone, not going to lie.
Good, because that is the whole point. Let's start with the serious bit, because there is a proper practical reason students, particularly in the UK, would be paying attention right now.
Okay, I'm already nervous. Is this the part where I'm told my suitcase is not actually my emotional support animal?
Not today. This one is about where you study and where you sleep. The UK has started tightening the rules on universities that sponsor international students, and at the same time, everyone is talking about a student housing crunch.
So, the fun mix of please come study here and good luck finding a bed?
Pretty much. On the sponsorship side, the government has brought in stricter performance targets, things like keeping visa refusal rates low, making sure students actually enroll, and getting more of them to complete their courses. If a university's numbers look messy, it can be warned or even lose the right to sponsor new international students.
Which basically means if a university treats admin like a group project they forgot, it can lose the ability to invite you in.
Exactly. For students, that translates into two practical things. One, pick universities that are transparent about visa support and actually reply to your questions. Two, don't ignore those extremely boring emails about attendance, term time address, or please upload this document, because they feed into the stats that keep your university trusted.
So, the email that says please confirm you are still alive and on the course is not optional.
Correct. It's not just admin theatre, it's part of how your university proves it's doing its job. And then there's housing. Across the UK, student groups call it a crisis, as there are too few beds, rapidly rising rents, and students ending up far from campus or in overcrowded houses that look like three families crunched in a room.
Which is a lot to carry in your head when you're already trying to remember if you packed your passport, your documents, and the one adapter that apparently becomes the most important object on earth.
What no one tells you is that pre-departure stress is not just about suitcases. It is also about planning where you'll sleep, checking how far your accommodation is from campus, and knowing what to do if a booking falls through at the last minute.
Yeah, this is where students get caught out. You think you'll sort housing later, and then later is suddenly very expensive and stressful.
So the practical lesson is simple. Read what your university and students' union are saying about accommodation. Look up local housing advice, and don't treat your address as a minor detail that will take care of itself. If they share timelines, safety tips, or scam warnings, that's the stuff that saves you money and sleep.
I wish someone had told me that earlier, honestly. The admin side of student life can feel boring until it becomes extremely important.
Exactly. And if you're thinking beyond the UK, Europe is also shifting quietly in the background. Short stay travel is moving to digital border systems, and from late 2026, an ETIS travel authorization will be required for many visa-exempt visitors, including students doing quick trips. More about this later.
So, just to translate this, the quick weekend in Barcelona now comes with a form and a digital check.
Yup, a very inexpensive flight, but a very expensive side quest if you don't read the rules.
Okay, now let's talk about the packing. Because packing is one of those things that sounds boring until you realize everyone has one truly unhinged packing story.
Oh, absolutely. Packing advice always starts with be practical, and then somehow your bag contains 6 hoodies, 3 books you will never read, a random candle that has emotional healing properties, and a bunch of food from home. How could we miss that?
Of course. In my defense, I did pack like I was moving to a new planet. I thought I genuinely needed my entire personality in one suitcase.
Bro,
I know. My favorite disaster moment was at the airport when I realized I had packed 3 different types of mugs because they all had memories and forgot to carry a single pair of socks.
I still don't understand how you flew across continents, expecting to survive barefoot in the winters.
I bought socks in duty free though. That's my legacy.
The sensible version is this: keep it light, start a list early, and prioritize the essentials like your passport, visa documents, medication, chargers, and a few versatile outfits. The things you'd actually cry about if you lost them, not the seventh hoodie.
And keep the critical stuff in your hand luggage, not buried under a mountain of optimism and winter wear. Also, make sure to check the weather before you leave. You don't want to be walking across the city with pouring rain because you forgot your umbrella.
Yep. Also add adapter plugs, a power bank, toiletries, and a small first aid kit if you can. The boring little objects are the ones that turn chaos into feeling confident that you've got this.
My unofficial rule now is if I can't remember packing it in under 3 seconds, it goes on a list. No vibes, just lists.
To be fair, the goal is not to pack your whole life. The goal is to arrive without immediately needing a shopping marathon and a therapist.
Which is a very different energy from the one I had. I packed as if every item might have emotional value. I had my high school graduation hoodie along with others which I haven't put on ever since.
That is where students miss the plot. You do not need to bring 10 versions of the same thing because just in case.
I really should have heard this before I left. I definitely brought things I used once and forgot things I used every day. My hairbrush did not make the cut. My third notebook did.
That is why a list helps. Start early, edit it twice, and remember, you can buy some things after you arrive. Your future self in the supermarket will be fine.
Also, if the suitcase does not close without you sitting on it, that is not a sign of preparedness. That is a sign of denial.
Brutal, but fair.
The emotional side matters too, though. That last week at home is weird. You are excited, but your brain keeps whispering, wait, am I actually doing this?
You are. And you can feel nervous and excited at the same time. That is very normal.
I had playlists for that exact mood. One song for confidence, one song for panic, one song for pretending I was emotionally fine and definitely not crying over not being able to see my dog for the next few years.
Pretending you're fine is practically a pre-departure tradition.
Honestly, yes.
So if you're packing right now, keep it simple. Essentials first, light layers, document safe, and leave space for the things you will discover you need after arrival.
And leave space in your brain too, because the first week abroad is already doing enough.
Now, speaking of abroad and movement, there is some travel news that students should keep an eye on. Across Europe, the headline isn't just cheap flights, it's new systems.
So, if you're planning summer travel, a delayed arrival, or a last minute trip to another country, this is not the moment to wing it like an adventurous action hero.
Exactly. The practical issue is pre-departure checks. Between digital border systems and future ETIAS rules, you will see more emphasis on filling out online forms and having your documents ready before you even get to the airport.
Which is wild. Because my first trip plan abroad was literally step 1, book a cheap ticket. Step 2, manifest good vibes. No mention of forms.
And yet, the border staff remain unimpressed by your vibes.
Haha, very funny.
Moving on, this is also a good reminder that movement across borders is never just about the flight. It is about what the paperwork lets you do, and when, and how willing you are to read 3 paragraphs of instructions instead of just clicking accept terms and conditions.
I now treat travel like a mini quest. You gather your documents, charge your phone, and hope the website doesn't crash right as you submit your details.
A very specific kind of character development, yes. Anyways, let's bring it together. Today's episode had 3 big threads: university sponsorship and housing, packing chaos, and travel paperwork.
On the serious side, universities are under more pressure to get visa admin right, and housing is tight and expensive. That means your emails, your attendance, and your accommodation choices are suddenly part of the main storyline, not background noise.
On the fun but slightly unhinged side, packing is not a personality test, it is a logistics game. The goal is not bring everything you've ever loved. It is to arrive with the essentials and room to grow into your new life.
And on the travel side, Europe is still very much there, but it comes with more digital gates and pre checks. Your future self on the platform in Paris will thank your past self for reading one boring web page or paying that extra bit to have a proper consultation.
The big theme is simple. Your new life abroad is a mix of serious paperwork, silly packing decisions, and surprisingly emotional goodbyes. You are allowed to be scared and disorganized. You are allowed to laugh at yourself, but please do take the rules seriously.
And you are absolutely allowed to overpack one absolutely unnecessary item as long as it's not at the cost of your passport.
Yeah, that wouldn't end well.
All right, it's the time for our special shout out. And today's message is from Sarah in Amsterdam, who wants to wish her sister Sana in London a very, very happy birthday, celebrating together today on the 29th of July. Happy birthday, Sana! We hope you have a lovely day. And honestly, if age is just a number, then luggage allowance should be too.
That is criminal behavior, bro.
I'm sorry, but on a sincere note, I really hope you have a fantastic day. And I will be waiting for the cake.
Alright, jokes aside, before we go, we want to talk directly to you. As part of the inference community, you are not doing this alone, even if it feels like you're the only one arguing about what to pack at 2 a.m.
We want to hear your real stories. The celebrations, the visa approvals, the exam results, the I finally found housing moment, but also the panic, the last minute document drama, the my luggage went to another country plot twist.
Send us your shoutouts. Birthdays, exam wins, visa victories, first week abroad survivors. And send us your struggles too. Housing nightmares, admin confusion, homesick evenings, and that one tiny win that kept you going.
Seriously, drop them in the comments or send us an email at podcast@inference.com. We would love to read some out, react to them, and talk through them together so it feels less like a my problem and more like it's our funny stories that shaped who we have become.
And we'll leave you with one question to answer as we come to a close. What is the most ridiculously unnecessary thing you packed or are planning to pack for your move abroad?
I must confess, it would be my 3 different mugs or maybe my high school graduation hoodie.
You are part of the family already. We have been waiting for you.
Indeed. We will see you next time, and until then, stay safe.
And remember, confidence doesn't arrive in your suitcase, it shows up after you start. Thanks for tuning in to this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.